Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I'm Reese, and today I got a very cool story about a interesting synchronicity that I just experienced. Actually, so I have been looking into making a website for my company, my Rewrite Your Reality company. Okay, and even that had its own unfolding where I wasn't forced, but it became a good idea to make Rewrite Reality into a company. Okay, because I had to move certain things around, and it just became easier if Rewrite Reality was a company. So as that unfolded, one of the options was to have a domain and make a website. So I said yes, obviously that seems like the most natural thing to do. So I looked into some website development tools. I am a developer as well, but I didn't want to go through the whole process of doing that again. I'd rather just hire someone to do it this time, because I'm sure these people are incredibly talented, and I thought that would be a better idea. So I went through Wix, wix.com, might be familiar with it, and they had a tool that generated excuse me, that generated an AI assisted template of a website. And I messed around with it for a couple of days, and I looked at it and I said, this is okay, but I want something a bit more solid, a bit more snazzy, a bit more sleek, a bit more professional from a professional eye, inputting what I want it to be. And I just went about doing that. So I clicked the button of hire professional on Wix, and I don't know why I said it like that, but on Wix, and 3 options came up. Okay, I'm not going to give the names, but they're all very wonderful. And I went and looked through the templates of these people, and 2 of them got back to me, and we negotiated prices and things like that. I think they looked at the website and they had ideas of their own, and they both got back to me. And that was cool. But I did wonder about the third one. The third one, I wondered about it because they didn't send me like a normal message. They have an automated Calendly Zoom link creation tool, booking tool. Yes. So I didn't really bother about it because I didn't feel like booking a meeting. After a day, another day, I went back and I browsed it again, and I looked. It said, and they had some websites that I was familiar with. I was like, oh, cool. These guys did this and that, and I happened to know that these 2 websites, and I saw a third one that was from my country. I was like, oh, this is really familiar. I really know this one. So I looked at it again, and I realized, oh, these people are actually from where I live. I didn't know I didn't know that there was something so close to me that had such a global impact. So I said, okay, and I spoke to I spoke to my mother actually, and I said, hey, come look at these 3 these 3 design options, and which one do you like? And she picked the one that was from here. She didn't know it was from here. She just liked the way that they design stuff. I said, okay, I'll book a call with them tomorrow, and then I'll see how that goes. So today came. I booked a call for about 11 o'clock. Yes, 11 o'clock today. 11. I didn't realize that either. So it's quite serendipitous with the numbers. I know people love these numbers. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Right? So 11 o'clock came, and I'm sitting in the Zoom meeting, and there's no one there. There's no host, nothing. So I just sat for about 20 odd minutes, and then I emailed the person who sent me the Zoom link, hey, there's no one here. Did I book another session? And you have the typical and this is what I kind of was. This is kind of what I wanted the video to be about. What you think in those 20, 25, 30 minutes doesn't matter. Because it is perfectly natural, as you do identify with the human body, the human identity. You are human, unless you're watching this from spiritual realm high. I'm sure you are actually. you have human thoughts. It's like, oh, you know what, this is not gonna happen. They're not gonna get back to me. The email got lost, or no one's there checking this thing, or you know what, maybe I'm just perfectly fine with the other two. Blah blah blah. Right? You have those thoughts, and I even went so far as to go back to the Calendly option and booking another Zoom meeting for the next half an hour at 11 to 12, thinking that, oh, maybe they just didn't see the first one. Oh, excuse me. And I typed out the message about everything, saying, hey, no one is there, but I want to book another one. And I almost sent it. And I said, you know what? No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If they want to get back to me, they can. Right? That's cool. And I think a minute later, or like 2 minutes later, while I was on the Zoom call, my phone rang. And I answered it and I said, hi. And this guy started talking to me, hello, is this Reese, etc., etc. And I said, yes, this is Reese. He's like, oh, no, I'm calling because of your application from Wix. I was like, oh, okay. Who is this? He's like, no, I'm from this company. And I said, okay, I'm sitting on a Zoom call with you guys, but no one's here. And he says, with who? And I gave him the person's name, and he said, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That feature was supposed to be dismantled. We had no idea it was still on. So I said, okay, well, you're here now, I guess. It's all good. It's perfectly fine. Do you want to talk? Can we talk about this now? He's like, yeah, I just called to book a session with you. So I don't really have a developer available, but you're supposed to be talking to me for that 30 minutes, discussing what your website and your idea is. I said, yeah, that's fine. I can do that now if you want. He said, okay, let me get back to you in a few minutes. I just want to call a developer and see if they're free. So the Zoom call ended, obviously, and I put the phone down and I just hung around for another 5-10 minutes, whatever it was, and he called me back. And I was thinking, this is so... Before he called me back, I thought, this is so amazing. I'm on a Zoom call, and this guy called me. Well, maybe he called me because he saw the Zoom link, and he didn't know that it was sending me... he saw the email that I booked a session, and that's why he called me at the same time. Because, I mean, that's the most logical thing that can happen, right? Not that he just happened to call me. Your mind does that, but I do believe in synchronicity. I do believe in it, that stuff, irrespective, happens because it's coming from me. It's my reality, right? And then so I said, no, I'm gonna ask him because I'm really curious about this. And it'd be really cool if it was the one way. It'd be really cool. It's perfectly fine if it wasn't, right? They both must exist anyway. So, call me back, and I said he starts telling me about the developer stuff. I say, that's cool. Can I ask you something? Yeah. Why did you call me now? Like at the specific, like why'd you call me now? He's like, no, I saw the email. This is no. I don't mean like, well, why did you call me? I mean, why did you literally call me at 11:20 while I was on a Zoom call that you guys didn't know about or have any like at the exact same time? He's like, I was honestly thinking about the exact same thing. This story was such serendipity that I called you while you were on a Zoom call. I had no idea that was going on. What happened was, this guy got back to work today. So this entire time, they had no idea that I reached out, that I booked a Zoom call, that I was on this thing, that nothing. This guy had zero idea who I was up until that moment. And he said he went through a whole list of emails and he was calling these clients. And what happened was every single client, because he was late, was already helped. So he said he kept going down the list and he said they kept obviously being helped. So he said, I'm wasting my time here. And he got to my name and he wasn't going to call me because he just assumed I already got helped. You know, this is happening like quite literally as I'm experiencing reality. That reality is being manifested. And he got to my name, and he didn't want to. He didn't go past it. He just said, you know what, you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. Right? That's true, in some sense, right? But remember, reality creation also says you can never lose an opportunity regardless of you taking it or not. Okay, that's what I'm teaching. But that's a different video. But we can put that in there. It's fine. All good. So he said, okay, I'll call this guy and just see. Who knows? I don't even expect him to answer. So he didn't expect me to answer, and I was curious as to why they weren't answering, which is even more interesting. So he calls me, I answer, and that's where we were at. I said, that is absolutely amazing. So you had no idea that I was on the Zoom call and you just happened to call me at the exact same time. And he said, yeah, that is, I thought that was the most serendipitous thing. And I said, no, it's not. It's perfect. It is perfect. Because simply my whole shtick is reality creation. And then I went about telling him about the website and reality creation and such like that. It was very, very interesting call, very good call. And we'll move forward from there, seeing what the pricing options are like and seeing what they come up with, etc., etc. Very good call. But the initial bit was what I wanted to share, where you only physically see what your immediate senses are creating in reality, right? You only see that, you only see this, you only hear what's around you, right? And you can see quite far, but remember, what you're seeing, feeling, hearing, and touching, the sensation of the experience has no meaning. Remember, there's no meaning to any of this. You give it meaning. So you can give it the meaning that everything's unfolding perfectly, and it is. Or you can say, no, I am not, and you experience that, right? Still unfolding perfectly, whether you say it isn't or is anyway. So it's just your reaction to those things brings about that perfection. And I perfectly believe in there's reality where he doesn't call me, and I don't book a meeting, and I just go along with the other two guys. Here's the thing. Even though this unfolded perfectly, I don't have to choose them. It's mine. It's my reality. The call can be perfect. The synchronicity can be perfect. All of it can be perfect. Everything in my being says, hey, this is a good idea. I can choose the other ones and know there's fulfillment there too. Fulfillment everywhere. I know I can choose it, right? That's the difference. But I did want to share, because oftentimes you don't know what's going on outside of your immediate sensory reality, opposed to your awareness that you are one and you are reality, where these things are unfolding. And I thought hearing someone else's perspective in your reality while you were doing something concurrently was pretty cool. The thoughts and feelings that this guy went through about calling me. And then I decided, you know what, they're gonna call me. Right? And it's amazing. And I know, and we all know that even though you feel that way, you can doubt the things that really matter and really mean something in your heart, where it says, no, this person or this job or this money or this, that is what you want to decide that you have. So decide that you have it. I decide that I have everything that I desire. I decide that I am the version of myself that I desire to be. I've always been it. Everything's always unfolding. The only thing that ever held anything back was my belief that it did not exist, I was not worthy, and I could not have it. I do, I have, I am. And I'm being that version of myself right now. I thought that was a really good share. I thought that was a really good mirror to mirror experience. And I'm curious to see where it goes, and I'm glad to have been able to share it. Anyway. So, things are always working out for you. Things are always unfolding perfectly. Things are always happening because you are happening. Remember, your thoughts and your feelings and your this and that, they don't create reality. They are an experience of reality. You can think of your thoughts and your feelings more so something that is giving you options of what you can choose. Remember, it's only a choice that matters. What are you choosing? What are you choosing right now? Who are you right now? Who do you say I am? And I am that which I desire to be. Remember, non-existence doesn't make sense. If you think about it really closely, how can something not exist? If something didn't exist, you would not even have the concept of it existing. Some of you don't have children, Does that mean you don't have children, that you will never have children? No. But if you know that you can have children, that means you also know the reality where you do have children exists. Doesn't mean you have children right this moment, but you know that you have children in a moment, and then you realize that moment and this moment is one moment, it's one reality happening with various images that all make it up. Then you realize all things are one. And when they are one and you are synchronized with your knowing, not with reality, you are reality. You literally cannot be unsynchronized with reality. You cannot not be aligned with reality. You are aligned with everything you are being, thinking, and feeling. You are aligned with everything you are seeing, hearing, and knowing. You are alignment itself. You can't not be aligned. If reality isn't going on, and then you are just like lagging behind, running past it. It's one in one. It's the same thing happening. It's like reality creation, but your mind can't comprehend that that's what you're thinking is being created, and that's what you're being created is from what you're thinking symmetrically, synchronistically. And you see, we have the experience of time lag in the 3D world, but the 3D world isn't time lagging from your inner world, because your inner world and your outer world is the same thing. It's just you're filtering it out instantaneously. See, no matter what happens in the 3D world, something happened first. If I touch these two things at the same time, one of them happened first. But my fingers touching this thing, is happening at the same time. Both my fingers exist on this thing at the same time, but I experience them doing that not at the same time. But it doesn't matter. Right? Anyway, I wanted to share that. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really interesting. And that leads me to other things, right? There are things in your life that you desire. There are things that you love, that you sincerely love, and you create these moments. Sometimes they are wanted, sometimes they are unwanted. And even with this website thing, I can say it's an unwanted moment to say, oh no, it's an unwanted moment to be sitting on a Zoom call for 25 minutes when no one's there, blah blah blah, right? But you can also look at it that, no, you know what? Synchronicity is synchronicity. Synchronicity is showing me that something more meaningful is happening here, because I'm finding this moment meaningful. Remember, meaningful is not necessarily something that you feel good or feel bad. You feel something with this moment. And I'm sitting on a Zoom call by myself and I'm feeling something about this. I am feeling something about this. You can meet 1,000 people and 999 of them cannot get back to you because you are thinking about that one that didn't get back to you. You're thinking about the one that you wanted to get back to you. You're thinking about that. You have synchronicity with that. You have this feeling about that. Things are unfolding with that because you want them to. You want those things to unfold. You can have anything. I know I can choose these other two guys or this option here. I know that I can choose anything. But your heart is choosing something as well. I'm not saying choose what your heart's choosing. I'm saying you are your heart choosing. And realize you've chosen. Right? It's interesting to realize how reality is being created and what really moves your heart. Where you can be doing have anything. But remember, are you choosing a reality that is satisfying, or are you choosing a reality that you know is fulfilled, that feels fulfilling? And who are you? Like, are you picking something that is satisfactory, or are you picking something that really moves your heart because you felt it move? Remember, there's so many things. I know, like, so many people and things in my life that has been synchronistic. Like me and my best friend. Right? It's a very intimate relationship I have with my best friend, and I've known him for what I perceive 20 years now, somewhere on there. He'll correct me, I'm sure. Somewhere on there, it doesn't really matter. It feels like always. But the thing with that is that there's so many things that are synchronistically involved with him. You know, we've been through so many ups and downs, and we're still here together because none of that stuff mattered. And I know that if it was anybody else, it would. If the stuff that I experienced with my best friend happened with somebody else who was a friend, but it wouldn't matter to me to the point where whether they were there or not, I wouldn't even care about it. But I cared about it with him. because these are the things, these are the people, these are the emotions, these are the things that matter to you. Your specific individual reality creation, reality synchronistic. These things matter to you, you know, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I really do. I really do think that's a beautiful thing. Where these moments, they're not, they take away the, if you take away the need to label a feeling as good or bad and realize how powerful a feeling is when you see something that you would consider good or bad, when it matters to you, just for the moment, realize that feeling, as powerful as it is, as you allowing yourself to feel love in some variation through some filter of I am and I am not. I don't care which one it is. Just feel the magnitude of I am and slash I am not. Feel the magnitude of that feeling with things that matter to you. Even if it's sitting on a Zoom call with Wix, some development company, and the magnitude of this feeling, it's like, no, this, I'm feeling something here that's massive, and it is love. It's the love of knowing that it's unfolding perfectly. That something I desire in my heart is unfolding perfectly. And that's why most of the time we don't really care about what's going on. And I know people say, no, just be indifferent, don't care, blah blah blah. You know what? That's fine. But be indifferent in knowing that no matter what is going on, it is never in charge of you. It's never evidence of anything. It's never the boss of you. But feel what you're feeling and feel the powerfulness of it. Anyway, I hope that resonated. I hope that was understood. It's mostly about the synchronicity of the phone call and everything unfolding perfectly, but anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for the liking, the subscribing, and the comments. I love it. And I do have a Facebook group if you want to reach out and ask me things, have a session with me, get to know something, have questions about things, etc. Please reach out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. Bye.